Okay, there are some folks here. Okay, I wasn't sure. I went to go back. Nathan C just left a message saying on Patreon saying that he didn't have the link. So I was like, did I not post the link on Patreon? Because I could have swore I did, but you guys are here, so obviously I did. You wouldn't be here if I didn't. So what's up, Chris? Yeah, that answers that question. You guys would not be here on the stream right now commenting if I hadn't posted the link. So, hey, Jason, what's up, Laura? Man, that live stream. What's up, Owen? Who else we got here? We got 1, 2, 3, 4. Still got 3. Cody. Who are our other 3 people that we got? I mean, you don't have to say that you're here if you don't want to. It's completely up to you. But Mr. Poor, how do you say your last name? I didn't ask you when I was there. I'm gonna say Poirier. Poirier. I'm not good at French. It sounds like a French name. Yeah, that live stream was crazy. I mean, I knew it would be obviously a little more packed because of the whole giveaway aspect of it, but man, 300 people is a lot more than our usual, like 70 or something. That was, of course, I'm sure we have Brian to thank for most of that. Crazy amount of people came over. Poirier. Poirier. It was a crazy stream, yeah. Well, I mean, I think we got like another, just from the day, from the time I was on doing thing with Brian, I think we got 1,500 new subscribers that day. So that was a huge jump. That kind of jump scares me. Thanks, Louis. I appreciate that you like the kids, man. Zach, good to have you on. Yeah, I was blown away by that comment. I really didn't know how to take it. Like, oh, I love your videos, but I hate your kids. It's like, how do you say that to somebody through the internet? That's how. Blew me away. Um, I try not to take anything personal, honestly. Like, and I've gotten better at it too. Because when I went to go review some of the comments, there were some that had been held. Because I don't know how YouTube decides which comments they're gonna hold and which ones they're not. Because some of the comments that are held back, it's like, why did that get held back? There's absolutely nothing I could find wrong with that comment that could possibly get held back, but they still hold them back. And then there were a couple that was like, oh yeah, I'm glad they held that one back, but I wish I didn't have to see it at all. But whatever, man. People. Let's see. What else was I going to talk about? I feel like I missed a question there. Kenny. Yeah, I've got your print sitting here, Kenny. I'm sorry I haven't sent it out yet, man. Schedule got crazy. I should have time to run to the post office tomorrow and send. What is that? Hi, Nash. You silly Tay. Funny times. I am really excited that the Sunset Clutch didn't hatch out yet. Looks like it may. I wouldn't be surprised if I come down here tomorrow morning and the first head is pipped because those things are like about ready to go. Dude, the trip was awesome as always, man. Oh yeah. As far as empty racks, yeah, I just like to be really well prepared, man. And I just I always like to. Even if I don't have plans to get more snakes, or I'm not planning to have any parents or have any clutches, I like to always have open spaces just in case. Just I don't like to have everything full. If everything's full, I feel like I'm failing. I'm not properly prepared for anything. Bye. Bye, Noah. Yeah, he recovered pretty quickly. That was mommy. But I am planning on, but I do have plans to breed enough snakes to fill all these. That's the thing. So that's like, just being well prepared. I feed Louis. I feed the older retics not that often. Like with Garrett snakes that I'm about to try and start doing pairings with, I'll maybe feed them every couple weeks, being often. Getting some more food in them because I want to be ready for egg production. The other ones, like, I don't feed Betsy Ross any more often than like once a month because she gets big meals. It's a bigger meal, it takes longer to digest, and I just don't want them to get fat and overweight. I still think they could stand to lose a little bit of weight. She's a little bit chunky as it is. Retics, any snake is more healthy when it's lean and mean, doesn't have a bunch of fat deposits. So You know, I try to get them out often. And whenever I clean them, of course, I take them out and have them out for a while, and then let them get some roaming time just to get a little exercise. But yeah, no more than once a month. Sometimes probably longer even. It's the thing about these pythons, man. Their metabolism is very. They can process it fairly quickly, but they're just such masters of energy conservation. I feel like most snakes out there in the hobby are overfed for the most part. You know, there's exceptions, of course, but I think the bulk of snakes are overfed. Um, the controllers for the snake room temperatures, they're not they're not controllers per se. If you're talking about the thermostats, which are the controllers, I use these Rankos for the air conditioning and for the radiant heater. These Ranko thermostats I just got on Amazon. If you're talking about the sensors for the warning systems, these lacrosse alert system things, these I got on a site called reptileguardian.com, and I actually got them when the guy was still in prototype mode. I got like, you know, unlogoed. That's not proper English. Um, Unmarked boxes is not the word I'm looking for, but that's what they were. They didn't have any designs on them yet or any of the marketing stuff. It was just like a blank cardboard box, and they're like an official thing. But yeah, reptileguardian.com. And I really, I've said this, I'm a broken record saying this, but I will never know how I left my house without those things. Unbranded. Thank you, Chris. I'll never know how I left my house without those because it's just peace of mind. I can look at it anytime. Even if I'm not getting an alert, I can go in and see like, and it tracks for the whole week, like what the temps have been throughout the week. It gives you a little graph, and you keep that information in there. You can look at it any time. I can just, you know, if I'm out on the road, I can pop in, but I don't need to. That's a nice thing too, because it sends you a message immediately if it goes outside of the parameters you set. You know, if this hotspot goes above 91 degrees, then I get a text message and it says blah blah blah. This sensor is above 91 degrees, and I can, you know, see if something's going on there. It really helps when sometimes this AC unit will trip. You know, there'll be a power surge or something, and it'll kick off the GFI circuit. So I just need to turn it back on, and I'll know that, and I'll get the notification. And I'll be like, "Hey, Hillary, can you go turn the GFI back on?" Let me go in here and see if I'm not missing anything. Owen, as far as that video, the prediction, the numbers stay fairly the same for me. That's on an individual snake by snake basis. I think those numbers stay the same. As far as like a whole project and plan, and I've heard Brian say this before on one of his videos a while back, take whatever you think you're going to make, whatever you think your profit's going to be, and take a quarter of that, and that'll be more realistic of what it is. And I thought I was kind of doing that with the numbers, but I had many snakes not go this year that I was thinking would. I think a lot of that has to do with the moving from, you know, the closet and doing the whole move to this room, and the snakes having to acclimate. I think that had a big thing to do with it. But still, you know, the production this year was much less than I had anticipated. I had, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I was planning to do pairings with 10 females this year. You know, 2018 season pairings, 20 being the 28th season. That I was hoping to get clutches possibly from all these females. I got clutches from two of them. So you always got to think you're going to make less than you're going to, because it just seems to hold true. Super dwarf retics, they're cool. I like the size. Obviously Garrett, my buddy Garrett, is a huge super dwarf retic guy, and he pushes those guys. Like he's the master marketer of super dwarfs. They're cool. I personally prefer the bigger mainland retics. I feel like I don't know if it's because they've been in captivity longer, if their bloodlines have been in captivity longer and they're not as close to the wild cots as the super dwarfs are. I don't know that. That's my assumption. That is the case. They do have more energy. They move around a little more. Like I prefer holding Betsy Ross to holding Elvis here. Elvis is just like really spunky. He'll chill out after you get him out for a bit, but they're all over the place. You know, not that you can't have an individual. You know, every snake's an individual too, in my mind. So not that you can't have one that's a little more calm, but in general, I think that the super dwarfs tend to be a little more a little more corn snaky, whereas the big mainlands tend to be a little more bermy. Does it make sense? So I like to get big snakes because they're big snakes. And that super dwarf I have is just it was a rescue. So Mr. Jones, thank you, sir. And plan next family vacation in June. Hoping to get some of these. Gotcha. Yeah, for vacation, I would, yeah. you will be much more relaxed on your vacation, Chris, if you have some of these things with you, like 100%. Psychopath. 100%. I was going to talk to you guys a little bit about the camera stuff because there's people obviously at the show that knew what happened, and that's why there's probably people commenting on the stream tonight on the public stream. But I basically have only been telling you guys, as far as people I've been telling online, about what's going on with the camera stuff. Because, dude, honestly, it was embarrassing. It was so embarrassing when I realized that it was true, that it wasn't the guys messing with me taking the camera, that it was actually gone. All I could think was, really, dude? Like, what is going on out there? What's wrong? Mommy's upstairs. You can. It's not even dark. You just walk up the stairs, bud. You're okay. You gonna make it? You gonna make it? Yeah? Okay. Kids, man. I miss those guys. Yeah. Embarrassing. But it was like it was like right next to me. And it turns out the guy, so they got footage. The promoter sent me a message that explained everything that they have seen so far. I'm supposed to be getting like an edit. They don't want to put out the footage with other people walking around for things like, say somebody's there with their side piece or something, or their mistress, and then they put the footage out and like somebody gets busted. Like that's what he told me. They don't want to edit out other faces, like all the innocent people faces, before they give me the video. But they have given me, hey Justin, hey, what's up, man? They did give me. We're gonna have talk. Send me a message after this is over, Justin, so we can talk about it. Marshall just called me and let me know that you were on the other stream and you wanted to talk. So let's have a chat after this. Anyway, so hey Ed, thank you. Yeah, we can see the super dwarf. So before I pull the super dwarf, let me finish what I was saying. There were 4 people involved, 1 girl and 3 guys. And the girl and another guy, this is how detailed the footage was. He said the girl looked like she was uncomfortable and didn't want to be part of it. So that's like how much detail they have on the footage. So there was, the 3 girls and 3 guys and 1 girl. 2 of them the girl and 1 guy were running distraction for people, and the other 2 guys like actually grabbed the camera. And they also had been stealing like stuff from they stole some like shirts off Justin's table, and they even know what's in their bag. Like they know what they actually they bought stuff too. Like they bought some snake hooks somewhere. They bought some rodent feeders. So they got detail. And he sent me a couple screenshots off the video, and we got like fairly clear images of these people. So when he called me with that information, sent me those pictures, I was so freaking stoked, man. Like I in my heart, I had kind of written it off already. I was just like, it's over. It's gone. Nothing's gonna come of this, because I felt like in the beginning with the footage, like when I was trying to talk with the promoter and whatnot, I really felt like I was getting the runaround. And I went in there the next one because we were supposed to get it like an hour later, and then I sat there for like 4 hours waiting for them to figure it out. And then at the end of the day, he was like, "Oh, well, we're gonna have to show you tomorrow." And I was like, "Really? We have to wait till tomorrow now to see the footage? Great." So I went in there the next morning looking to talk to him, expecting that I was gonna have to like lose my stuff because anyway.
Why are you leaving Eli alone?
I said, told him to walk up the stairs. He just needs to walk up the stairs. He said he was gonna go. Crazy kids. Eli, what happened, bud? All right, but you got him, Noah? You got him? You guys good? Are you guys good? Okay. For real this time? I'll pull out the super dwarf in a second. I don't think they were vendors. I think they were just people at no, they definitely weren't vendors. Otherwise, they would have seen that on the footage. They were people at the show, but people that weren't just there just to like try and rip people off. People that are actually there for reptile stuff. You know, they, like I said, they got snake hooks and they got feeders. So tomorrow, I'm gonna put out a short video that people can share around on like on YouTube, on Instagram, on Facebook, that people can share around, basically like trying to get these people's attention and let them know that we do have their images, we can see them, and give them the chance to come forward and return that stuff, especially my footage. Yeah, with the threat of making their images public. So it seemed like a good idea. That was the show promoter's idea as far as how to approach it and what plan of action to take. And I thought that was a good idea. If you guys have any better ideas, then yeah. I know Billy over at Mutation Creation is going to be a big, he's going to be big in sharing all that stuff. So here is Elvis, and he is in shed, so I don't want to bother him for too long. But here he is. He came in maybe about, I don't remember exactly how big. He was maybe a third this size when he got here. And there he is. He's cool. Yeah, thanks. Honestly, like getting the footage back would be the best, because I have literally all my footage from the show. Luckily I had uploaded earlier, so I still have the footage, like actually leaving Brian's that morning and going to Canada, crossing the border. I don't know how old he is. I do think he was when I got him, he was like a yearling, I think, which was like 2.5 years ago now. And I just feed him, normally, like I feed the rest of the snakes. He's basically an adult, so every couple weeks, and he's cool. He didn't used to be this cool. He was very, very scared little snake when he first got here. It was I got him from a 12-year-old kid that had gotten this as his first snake and couldn't handle the biting that he was doing. And the funny thing was that I ended up meeting him in my hometown. He ended up being from my hometown. It was so weird. He found me online, and I didn't live there at the time. That's where we met, because he's like, "Oh, I'm in Livermore." I was like, "That's pretty weird." Yeah, I think most snakes, especially when they're younger. That's why I like to get all my snakes as babies, because if you work with them when they're young and get them used to the handling and used to the human interaction, more often than not, they will grow out of whatever defensive little baby grumpy stage they're in. See how I can, I couldn't, there's no way I could be grabbing his face like this when I first got him. He would have been biting me left and right. And what I'm doing is I'm actually, he's about to shed. So I'm just going to kind of help him get a little start, but maybe I'll let him do it. I'll just let him do it on his own. I'm bothering him. He's cool though, man. He's a cool little snake. Let me see if I can give you like a full kind of example of like how big he is lengthwise. So about like that. Definitely not a big snake by any means, Smaller than I think a lot of carpet pythons end up getting. So yeah, Garrett's the guy to talk to about super dwarves. Hey, good night, Robert. Thanks, man. Yeah, Garrett's the guy to talk about super dwarves. He's just very knowledgeable, and he'll make sure he takes good care of you, So he's the guy. He's a good dude. Looking to go visit him next month before Tinley. I'm actually going to drive with him to Tinley, and we'll stop at, hopefully, Phil Goss, the U.S. ARC president, will be home in Indiana, and we'll stop at his place along the way, and then also stop at Forrest Fanning's place in Indiana for the pre-Tinley barbecue that Forrest is going to be doing. Ooh, that's a nice shot. This front-facing camera is not always that great, but man, sometimes it does a good job. That's cool. Good snakey. Yeah, something about snakes, man. They've always put me in that like little chill mode. Unless they're trying to take my face off, then I'm a little more on toes. But once you get a snake that's like this, that you can just hang out with and just cruise with, it's very, very relaxing. It's like a zen sort of thing. Becoming the tree. Let's see, I missed a couple comments there, I think. You didn't know Forrest was there, and then you saw him. He's a big dude, huh? Did you see the pictures of him in his full Canada gear, like turned Canada sweatshirt with the hat and the flag at Niagara Falls? That guy cracks me up, dude. He's so freaking hilarious. I'm assuming he's a full super dwarf. Hard to say. The place that got him, they sold him to a 12-year-old kid. So, yeah, like how much can you really get from those people? If somebody's willing to sell a retic to a 12-year-old kid that really didn't know what he was doing, it's one thing. A 12-year-old has proven that he like knows his stuff and like has done his proper research and could handle. I'm not saying a 12-year-old couldn't get a retic as a first snake. Every it's always case by case. Everything for me is case by case by case. You can't put anything into a little, nothing fits into a little perfect container, little perfect slots in life. And to me, like, everything is different. There's always going to be that situation that is, breaks all the rules. But this kid wasn't doing that. That's for sure. Nick, Nick's not one. His name was Nick, and good kid, but just not ready for a snake like this. Yeah, retic didn't fit into that case. Yeah, I think this is supposed to be I think he's supposed to be a Kalatoa, but again, all I knew is that he needed a new home. Oh, sorry, bud. I just exhaled on him really fast, and obviously he didn't like that. Curious how good this microphone is. Did you just hear Noah scream upstairs? Tyler, I hadn't done any pairings yet. I'm gonna do the first pairing probably tomorrow, actually. I ordered another lens on Amazon just so because I still have a backup camera. I still have my 5Ds, of course. I didn't bring those with me to Canada. But they don't. They think that the 5Ds, they're great cameras, but they don't have autofocus for video. So that's like, yeah, they're more for taking stills. But I've got a lens coming. Supposedly will be here tomorrow, so that I can get to filming. Because right now all I've got is my 85mm. So it's like if I tried to vlog with the 85mm, I'll be holding it like this, and all you'll see is like my nose. Which could be interesting, but probably not that interesting. I think it has such a far focal distance. I think even if I held it here, like it would be my nose out of focus. So that doesn't sound like an appealing way to film to me. It's going to be. It's a platinum golden child albino het pied is the male. Platinum golden child albino het pied, and the female is a tiger visual pied pos het albino. So best case scenario, well, if she doesn't prove out to be het albino, then we'll get pieds, platinum tiger golden child pieds that are het for albino, and possibly platinum tiger golden child albino pieds. That's the best case scenario if she proves out to be het, like she's pos het. So yeah, platinum tiger golden child pied albinos. That's our best case scenario from that pairing. Pied. Look at this, and this is how this dude ends up eventually. That's the other cool thing. Like, so I say they start off like squirrely. When I first pull him out, he's trying to run around. But this is how this dude always ends up. Even though he's in shed right now, like regardless of being in shed, he could have just had a fresh shed. Hey Marshall, have a good night, man. Thanks for your help, dude. Yeah, he always ends up like this, just all balled up, finds his little happy place, and just stops running around and just chills out. Really cool.
Just chills out. I was copying you.
That's the question, Kenny. That is the question. And the introduction is going to be a very, very delicate time. I'm going to try to get as much of his scent in there ahead of him to see how she reacts to it. Like I'm basically, I'm going to take some of his shed and maybe squeeze out some of his pheromones from his peens if I can, and introduce those first and see how she reacts to that. And then, you know, put him in and block off the enclosure with the little divider and kind of see what her body language is like. If she starts pissing all over the place, I probably won't open it up because she could grab him, and that would be a pretty, you know, I know what to do, how to get her off of him if that happens, but I'd prefer to not. I'd prefer to figure out if that's something she's going to do before it comes to that, you know what I mean? So I'm just going to do a lot of body language reading and a lot of everything I can do to see how it might go before they actually have physical interaction. So, yeah. Oh, here we go. Uno minuto, por favor. Come out this way, bud. The joys of rack systems and retics. You can let go of that here. Oh, no. Here, go in here. Go explore that. Alright, so we're not going to bobble the camera on live stream, we're going to bobble the snakes. There you go, bud. All right. Yeah, a shot of that lock for sure. Yeah, I tend to take oh yeah, laugh, please. I tend to take anytime snakes lock up around here, I grab pictures of it just for, well, my own personal enjoyment and also for record keeping to be able to show. Yeah, no problem, Nathan. To be able to show, you know, if somebody has a question about the pairing and whatnot, I can show that there was indeed locks between those snakes, and you know, not that I would do anything shady, like sell snakes that weren't. Here's the other thing, like, to give you an example of how much I want to make sure that somebody doesn't end up with a snake that isn't. Make sure I didn't help any, miss anything. So that leopard spider that laid that clutch, she had been with the pastel Enchi clown and super pastel lesser. So, you know, obviously if the super pastel lesser had hit, everything would have pastel in it and possibly lesser. So there's no lesser, and there are 2 snakes that don't have pastel and 1 snake that has Enchi. So obviously he didn't get hit by the super pastel lesser because super pastel lesser doesn't have the Enchi. There is a 4th snake that is a bumblebee. And so there is a slim chance that that super pastel lesser hit that 1 snake and didn't pass on lesser and made a bumblebee. So I'm not going to let that snake go as being 100% het clown, because there is that slim possibility, even though it's highly unlikely, that because I didn't even see a lock with those 2. You know, I only saw the lock with the pastel Enchi clown. And 3 of the babies out of the clutch obviously came from the pastel Enchi clown, being that they don't have pastel and that 1 has the Enchi. So, yeah, and it again, it wasn't, yeah, to your point there, it wasn't supposed to be a pairing. It was, I was trying to get her to eat, you know, that was the idea. And she was about 1,200 grams at that point, so lighter than I would like to actually try and breed, you know. But she, perfectly healthy clutch. She went right back on food. You know, let's take a look at her. Yeah, she's good. She's going into shed right now. But yeah, definitely didn't have any issues with it. No issues whatsoever. Everything worked out well. And I do know people, there are breeders out there that will start pairing, at 1,200 grams with the intention of getting a clutch. So I personally like to wait till about 1,500. And I've backed that off even more a little bit. Luckily, working with Freedom Breeder has freed me up to not worry so much about producing animals with the thought that, to make some income. It's completely taken me off of that, so I can just kind of, which is nice. It is nice to not be thinking about pairing clutches into a business plan, and just kind of doing it more for my own enjoyment and to help pay for some of the expenses of snake breeding, which I think many people will find that unless you go into it with what's that saying they have out there? If you want to make $1 million breeding snakes, start with $1 billion. I think there's a lot of truth to that saying, because if you're doing it right, at least, it takes a lot of money. You put a lot of money into it, caging and food and vet expenses and just like all these random things that pop up, electricity and all those things that come with keeping snakes successfully. Some people say that het clown is very visible, and there's people that have the eye that can, and I would say that that it's true, because I mean these ones are definitely het clown because of the not having pastel. And at first I was thinking that this leopard was an Enchi leopard, and my mind really, of course, I wanted it to be, but I really don't, look at the pattern, it's like I really don't think it's Enchi leopard. But look at the head stamp. The head stamp is crazy. But I'm not gonna market it as Enchi because I'm not 100% certain that there's Enchi in there. The pattern to me, the rest of the body doesn't say Enchi at all to me. It just says straight leopard. So, but the head stamp, but the het clown again, like there's these little bright, like look at this little patch right here of brightened stuff, and then it's a bit brighter of a snake than just straight leopard, and that's the het clown influence. And then look at this spider too. Again, with this spider, like my little wishful mind or my little wishful eye was thinking Enchi spider just when it first hatched out before it shed, and I was like, dude. But the het clown just makes it look so much brighter and more beautiful. Super cool snakes, man. This is I'm just so blown away every time I see animals hatch out here, because it's super cool. Super freaking cool, man. I believe this is a female. I have to double check what I sex them as. The leopard there is definitely a male, and the bumblebee is a male. Yeah, so the bumblebee is a male, and this leopard het clown is a male, and then this spider het clown is a female. And then there's an Enchi. I think this is Enchi. I'm like 99% sure this is an Enchi bumblebee. Like, look at the banding, and then if you compare it to the bumblebee, there's just no spots. And the bumblebee's pretty cool. It has this crazy like paradoxing going on there. Yeah, I mean they're available. I haven't like put them up on the market yet or anything. I'll put them up for you guys first, of course. Yeah, Chris already called it. Yeah, the Enchi bumblebee is female, Chris. So you lucked out. Yeah, the male. So we got two males, two females. I'll separate them in that way. So we got the leopard and the bumblebee are males, and the spider and the Enchi bumblebee are females. And this is the only one that I'm not going to call het clown, because there is that chance, again, that the super pastel lesser is the father of this snake. Even though, no, I hate to no, I guess I don't hate to beat a dead horse. I'm the master of beating dead horses. I would hate to sell this as het clown and for it to end up not being het clown, but the rest of them I can say with 100% surety are het clown. So that's what we're doing. Yeah, she's a beauty, man. They're all beautiful. That's the het clown. Just is almost a morph in itself to me. It just like makes the snake, it enhances everything. So, oh, that's nice, Tyler. That's cool, man. Yeah, it's cool to see you up there. There you go. I'll make a post. I'll take some better pictures. I'll take some, some of my professional Lightbox pictures, and I'll post them up there on Patreon and stuff. And they could be available now-ish. Obviously, we wouldn't be sending the animals out. My policy here is I like them to get 5 meals, like solid, like not just have taken 5 meals, but 5 meals where they struck. And I get everything started on frozen thawed. I don't do any. Everything here gets started on frozen thawed, and 5 meals where they strike, wrap, and it's just solid. None of this like dilly dallying around. Like solid 5 solid feeding responses and meals taken down. That's when they can leave here. That's when I feel comfortable that they're going to be able to travel and go to somebody and do well when they get there. And anybody that's gotten a snake from me thus far, which is not a very long list of people, I'll have them arrive at their homes, taking frozen thawed like champions, and that's the way I like it. Oh, you thought about taking a little piece of me, didn't you? You realized, wait a minute, that's not a rat. Per request, here is Holly. I bumped up her meal size a little bit because I went over to Travis' house and saw her sister, and I was like, I really don't want to overfeed these long, athletic snakes that are supposed to be super athletic. They're not supposed to be big, chunky snakes. So I bumped her up. She's starting to come into her colors. You carpet python folks out there know that carpets grow into their colors and not the opposite. She's cool, man. That head stamp is just that's that symmetrical head stamp, man. She's taking smalls now. Small rats. Junior is still he's like off and on. I'll drain him. There'll be like weeks that go by where he's fine, and then I'll come in and he'll be puffed up, and I'll drain it out. And the long term, it looks like looking like we're most likely going to put a suture in a drain tube so that I don't have to manually drain it, which is kind of a bummer, but it seems like the only real solution at this point. So yeah, that's what's up with them. Yeah, and there we go. I'm about to drain them right now, actually. I'm gonna put the camera down first, though. Oh yeah, no problem, man. Frozen thawed, I just take them out. I set them here in the snake room, thawed at room temperature, and then at the end of the day, I'll take them out in the morning, and at the end of the day, I'll put them on this little heat pad I made. It's like a, well, I didn't make it. It's just a piece of styrofoam board and one of these heat nets. That's just a bunch of tape nets on there. Yeah, and that's it. And just set it on that for like 45 minutes or so. Let them get it warmed up, and then feed away. I think that the 100% proper way to do it is to thaw them out in the refrigerator. That's what I understand is like the 100% proper way to do it. But man, I don't have the refrigerator space to do that, so I don't. If I did have a spare refrigerator to like just throw them in there like that, I probably would actually. Maybe I'll do that. There's got to be a reason that people say to do that. That's the way you thaw meat properly, I suppose. Yes. Oh my gosh. Sorry. The freaking footage for the edit challenge. Basically, don't worry. You're still gonna have a month because I know it hasn't. I do have it up. I just need to. And I had a list somewhere of everybody that was jumping in. It was like 6 or 7 of you that were gonna do the challenge. And I don't know where I put my list? I think it might be in my suitcase somewhere. I was still uploading it on the trip. That's how long it was taking to upload this footage. Like I got to Miguel's house, I was still uploading. Got to the hotel in Detroit, and I was still uploading the footage. And then the trip was happening, and I got all caught up in that. So, yeah. The footage is now in the Dropbox. I just need to get you guys all the link. And then as soon as I do that, I'll give you a month from then, because I know you said you'd get a month. I know I said you would get a month to do it. So the month you will get. What is tomorrow? The 12th. So I should be able to get around to getting you guys that link tomorrow. I need to find the list of people so you guys all get it at the same time. So it wouldn't be fair if I sent it to some of you guys first and then other people didn't get it yet. Try to be as fair as possible around here. But, so yeah, tomorrow, I hope you get the footage, yo. I'm gonna turn on these fans, turn these things back on. Did something pip while we were just sitting over here? Please? No. Tomorrow morning. Sometime before the weekend, we're gonna have pips, for sure. All right, guys, I'm gonna go upstairs, spend some time with the fams. And you guys know if you have any questions about anything, you can always get a hold of me right here on the old Patreon message board or Facebook or anywhere. I always, try to be available as much as possible for you guys whenever you guys need me. Thank you all for your support. Always, of course, I appreciate it. You guys are invaluable. And it's nice having you guys here in my corner. It really makes me, gives me the confidence to keep doing what we're doing here. So, thanks, guys. Have yourselves a good night, and I'll be here.